Welcome to our journey through the literary landscape of Ireland. Today we'll explore the works of some of Ireland's greatest writers. From the cobbled streets of Dublin to the wild Atlantic coast, their words have painted vivid pictures of Irish life, love, loss, and everything in between. So, grab a cuppa, settle in, and prepare to be captivated by the sheer brilliance of Irish writing. You might even find yourself booking a flight to the Emerald Isle before the video's over. Now, let's talk about James Joyce. You know him, right? The literary titan, the master of stream of consciousness, the man who could write a whole book about a single day in Dublin and make it a masterpiece. Yes, we're talking about Ulysses. It's a challenging read, no doubt, but trust me, it's worth the effort. Ulysses follows the day of Leopold Bloom, an ordinary man on an extraordinary journey through the streets of Dublin. Think of it as a literary pub crawl full of colourful characters, witty banter and more than a few pints of Guinness. Beneath the surface, Ulysses is a complex tapestry of myth, history and human experience. It's a love letter to Dublin, a celebration of language and a profound meditation on what it means to be alive. So next time you're feeling brave, why not give Ulysses a go? You might just surprise yourself. From the bustling streets of Dublin, we journey now to the rolling hills of County Sligo, the mystical heartland of Ireland and the home of William Butler Yeats. Yeats, my dears, was a poet's poet. He could spin words into gold, weave myths and legends into his verses, and break your heart with a single line. In The Tower, one of his most celebrated collections, Yeats grapples with themes of aging, mortality, and the ever-changing landscape of Ireland. These are poems that stay with you long after you've finished reading them, like a haunting melody or a distant drumbeat. From the iconic lines of the Lake Isle of Innisfree to the powerful imagery of Easter, 1916, Yeats's poetry is a testament to the enduring power of language and the human spirit. So, pour yourself a dram of Irish whiskey, find a cosy corner and let the words of W.B. Yeats transport you to a world of myth, magic and profound beauty. Now let's talk about Samuel Beckett. Beckett, the master of the absurd, the playwright who could make you laugh and cry at the same time, sometimes without you even knowing why. His most famous play, Waiting for Godot, is a true theatrical enigma. Two men, Vladimir and Estragon, wait by a desolate tree for a mysterious figure named Godot who never arrives. Sounds thrilling, doesn't it? But trust me, within this seemingly simple premise lies a profound exploration of human existence. It's about the futility of hope, the absurdity of life, and the search for meaning in a meaningless world. But don't worry, it's not all doom and gloom. Waiting for Godot is also incredibly funny in a dark, absurdist kind of way. Think Laurel and Hardy trapped in an existential crisis. So, if you're looking for a play that will challenge your perceptions and leave you pondering the big questions, then Waiting for Godot is the one for you. Oscar Wilde, the wit, the dandy, the master of the bon mot. He could skewer you with a single sentence, leaving you both wounded and strangely delighted. And nowhere is his brilliance more evident than in the Picture of Dorian Gray, a novel as stylish and decadent as Wilde himself. It's the story of Dorian Gray, a young man who sells his soul for eternal youth and beauty. As Dorian indulges in every pleasure and vice imaginable, his portrait hidden away in the attic ages and withers, reflecting the true corruption of his soul. The Picture of Dorian Gray is a cautionary tale about the dangers of vanity, the fleeting nature of beauty, and the corrupting influence of sin. So put on your finest attire, pour yourself a glass of champagne, and prepare to be dazzled by the wit and wisdom of Oscar Wilde. Just be careful what you wish for, darling, because beauty, as they say, is only skin deep. Now hold on to your hats, because we're about to embark on a wild ride with Jonathan Swift and his satirical masterpiece, Gulliver's Travels. You might remember this one from your childhood with the tiny Lilliputians and the giant Brobdingnagians. But let me tell you, there's a lot more to this book than meets the eye. Swift, you see, was a master of satire, and in Gulliver's Travels he uses his sharp wit and even sharper pen to critique human nature, society, and everything in between. Through the adventures of Lemuel Gulliver, a ship's surgeon who finds himself stranded in all sorts of strange and wonderful lands, Swift holds a mirror up to our own world, exposing our follies and hypocrisies with biting humor and unflinching honesty. Gulliver's Travels is a timeless classic that will make you laugh, think, and maybe even squirm a little in your seat. Now, are you ready for a frightfully good time? Because we're about to enter the dark and shadowy world of Bram Stoker's Dracula. This Gothic masterpiece needs no introduction. It's the story of Count Dracula, a Transylvanian nobleman with a thirst for blood and a disarming charm. Dracula is a chilling tale of horror, suspense, and forbidden desire. But beyond the blood and the fangs, Dracula is a story about good versus evil, the power of faith, and the dangers of temptation. So, dim the lights, light a few candles, and prepare to be terrified by the one and only Dracula. Just don't blame me if you start sleeping with the lights on. From the Gothic shadows we emerge into the sun-drenched fields of County Derry, the home of Seamus Heaney, one of Ireland's most beloved poets. Heaney's poetry is rooted in the land, in the sights, sounds and smells of his rural childhood. In his debut collection, Death of a Naturalist, Heaney explores themes of childhood, nature, and the loss of innocence. His poems are filled with vivid imagery, sensory details, and a deep understanding of the human heart. So take a deep breath of fresh air, find a quiet spot in nature, and let the words of Seamus Heaney transport you to the heart of the Irish countryside. Now let's talk about a woman who dared to challenge conventions and give voice to a generation of Irish women, Edna O'Brien. Her groundbreaking novel, The Country Girls, caused quite a stir when it was first published in 1960. It tells the story of two young women, Kate and Barbara, growing up in rural Ireland and their journey to adulthood. O'Brien's writing is raw, honest, and unflinching. She tackles themes of sexuality, religion, and female desire with a boldness that was shocking for its time. The Country Girls is a coming-of-age story like no other. It's a celebration of female friendship, a rebellion against societal norms, and a poignant exploration of the complexities of Irish womanhood. Now get ready for a hilarious trip down memory lane with Roddy Doyle's Paddy Clark Ha Ha Ha. This Booker Prize-winning novel is a vivid and often hilarious portrayal of childhood in 1960s Dublin. Paddy Clark, our 10-year-old protagonist, navigates the trials and tribulations of growing up in a working-class family with a mixture of innocence, confusion, and wicked humour. Doyle's writing is pitch-perfect, capturing the voices and experiences of childhood with remarkable authenticity. Paddy Clark Ha 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 is a heartwarming and often hilarious reminder of the joys and pains of growing up. It's a celebration of childhood, a love letter to Dublin, and a testament to the power of storytelling. And finally we come to Maeve Binchy, the queen of Irish storytelling, and her heartwarming novel Circle of Friends. This beloved book tells the story of a group of friends from a small Irish town and their journey from adolescence to adulthood. It's a story about love, loss, friendship, and the importance of community. Binchy's writing is like a warm hug on a cold day. Her characters are relatable, her stories are engaging, and her ability to capture the nuances of Irish life is unparalleled. Circle of Friends is a reminder that even in the face of adversity, life is always better when you have good friends by your side. So, curl up with a cup of tea, grab a cozy blanket, and let Maeve Binchy transport you to a world of warmth, humour, and heart. Thank you for joining us on this literary journey through Ireland. We've only just scratched the surface of this rich and vibrant literary landscape, but I hope you've enjoyed the trip. Remember, reading is like traveling without ever having to leave your armchair. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more literary explorations. Until next time, happy reading. Please like this video and subscribe to my channel, Info Nuggets.